What is going on, everybody? You are back on another edition of Ballin Over Beers. This is the NFL show, and today we're going to be doing a best ball draft. Make sure, however you're listening, whether it's an audio or a YouTube, you're subscribing to either channel, leaving a 5-star review on an audio. Make sure you smash the like button if it's a YouTube. And tell us if you had the 1.2 pick, if you would go Dalvin Cook or Zeke Elliott in Best Buy. It's something that me and AK were talking about before we jumped on here. And speaking of AK, I'm joined by, as always, by my guys, AK Howe and James Fitch. AK, what's up, dude?
Oh, not much. Just, getting ready for the football season, digesting the Julio Jones news, and waiting for the Aaron Rodgers trade.
James, what's up, brother?
Not too much, man. I think the biggest Julio Jones news is that he's going to be wearing jersey number 2.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, he just picked this jersey number.
Oh, that's weird. Number 2. Huh. He was what?
I thought he would have went with 8.
He was 11.
Interesting.
He was 8 in college.
Yeah. Number 2. Well,
it's weird. Weird thinking about those single digits.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people came into it too.
It's throwing Tom Brady off, he says. He says it's not fair to the quarterback.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest comments I've ever heard in my life.
Such a baby.
I know. Like, how do you say that? That's so dumb. It makes you look like a child.
You're a professional athlete.
Grow up. Good Lord. Yeah, so doing a best ball tonight. AK's you getting entered into that. So once that's up, you can
I'm going to enter a couple of them and see what one we get into first here.
That works. James, did you finish all of Yellowstone?
I'm caught up, yes.
Oh my gosh. So I have like 2 episodes left, 2 or 3, I think. This show, too good.
That show will make you, like I've said before, it'll make you want to buy cowboy hats and just a big black truck, the biggest black truck you could find.
Yeah, it is very good. It's one of the better shows.
All right, we're in, boys.
We're in. All right, we're gonna share it.
Second here.
So we're doing best ball here. So me and Iggy were talking before we jumped on here about the kind of the different strategies and stuff. No RB is a big one. Hyper fragile, where you're drafting a bunch of running backs early and then only taking 4 or 5 of them. I think the consensus is generally usually wait on a quarterback. James, do you have really any thoughts on best ball? I know you haven't done too many yet, but
I've never done a best ball draft. I've always preferred and liked the element of having to make tough decisions, getting those tough decisions right. I think that's part of the fantasy football process. So, deciding to pick a running back or a receiver in your flex spot, like I've always loved, they're challenging decisions, but I've enjoyed kind of getting that stuff right. So the best ball strategy, the best ball format's never really appealed to me because of that. But I'm starting to, I don't know, I guess consider it more, and this will be a learning process for me.
Awesome.
So one thing I've started to really get into, especially in these like $3 and $5 ones, is I've been treating them as.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about your pick here. We got 1.7. We're already through 1.4. Interesting enough, Henry and Barkley went 2-3. Dalvin Cook 4. That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, that's a far drop for Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. What are we thinking at 1.7 here? You're likely going to be looking at like Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Kelce.
So do you think
Kamara just went?
I think we have to take either Taylor or Elliott. Because I think they're in the next tier, and then there's a drop off to the next tier of running backs. Especially if Elliott's there.
Yeah, I don't like Ezekiel Elliott personally.
So we got Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Kelce, Cam Akers.
Do you want to go the running back route? Because if we go running back, I think you got to go running back. I don't think you can take. All right,
we'll go running back this round.
You want running back? All right, Jonathan Taylor. So James, talk to me about Zeke. What are you not liking about him?
I think he's got a lot of mileage on him. I think Tony Pollard is going to eat into more of his snap count this year. I think he's proven to be a solid backup when Zeke missed some time last year. So I actually like Tony Pollard in a best ball format. I think with my limited knowledge, but I'm assuming he's a much later get.
Yeah. His ADVP is probably fifth or sixth round. If I had to guess right now, from what I've seen.
Do you find from what you guys have seen or what you guys have done that the first round typically tends to be pretty similar to like a redraft league, a traditional redraft?
I think,
yeah,
like this is what I was kind of saying earlier, is I've been treating like these $3 and $5 ones is basically paid mock drafts to kind of gauge where people are going. Maybe when you get in the later rounds, you might get guys reaching a little bit to get handcuffs and big threat receivers or something like that. But the first, 7-8 rounds, I think go pretty close to a actual redraft league.
Yeah.
We're up in 3 picks too. Oh.
Yeah, I see. I was going to say right here at this pick, if we want to go running back, early, I don't mind doing like a Joe Mixon or Najee Harris in this situation because then I think.
What about Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I would take.
I know you're a Chiefs fan.
I would take any 3 of those guys. I would be fine with any 3 of them.
Well, Mixon just went, who's the best probably running back into the league.
No Bengals bias there. I would take either Najee or CEH.
All right, James, who do you want, Najee or Clyde?
I like Najee better.
Roll Tide.
I'm all in on him, as you guys probably know.
Yeah, he's your dynasty guy, so you got to be. No, but we've talked about it before. Volume's king, and the guy is going to get the volume.
And he's a receiving threat out of the backfield.
So this is my redraft strategy. Usually it's running back, maybe sometimes running back, wide receiver. I love loading up on running backs early.
Yeah, and I think that with the way it's looking right now, I think only a few teams haven't gone running back, maybe 3 or 4 from what I've noticed.
Now, can you add during the regular season, like free agents or no? Like if they're a stud free, if somebody doesn't get drafted, they just don't get used.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct. So now we've seen Kelsey and Waller come off. Is Kittle still there? Yeah, so Kittle's still there. So 2 of the tight ends have gone. 2 of the top 3.
Which is pretty normal.
Yeah. Generally speaking, at tight end, I'm either going the top 3 guys or now I went Pitts in a couple of mine earlier, and I'm really glad I did now that Julio's gone because I think Pitts is going to be the second option in Atlanta, right? Now that Julio's in Tennessee.
Who is their number 2 receiver now? Russell Gage?
That's the thing. They have that Zacchaeus dude or whatever, and then Christian Blake, and then Russell Gage. And Gage usually plays out of the slot, so it's either going to be Christian Blake or Zacchaeus or however you say his name.
Yeah, I could see Pitts playing like at the Jimmy Graham type tight end role.
That's
early on in his career.
I like Pitts quite a bit. I think that if you don't get one of the top 3 guys, I think him and like Hawkinson are right there and maybe a tier below them, obviously. But like I wouldn't mind getting them, and then after that, it's just a punt basically.
Well, they have Hayden Hurst
Mark
too.
Andrews.
Yeah.
They do have Hayden Hurst.
I think Andrews is fine. I think Andrews is a little bit of a tier down from Hawkinson and Pitts, but.
So we are up in 4 picks. I think if Kittle's still there, we got to go Kittle to get a legit tight end.
I like any of those 3 guys at the top.
Keenan, Thomas, or Kittle.
Probably. Oh, there goes Thomas.
Thomas. Click the running backs, AK.
The running backs that are available.
Yeah, I just see there. Scroll down a bit. So how do you guys
see?
What do you guys feel about Mike Davis? I've heard some people are pretty high on him. In Atlanta, you got Arthur Smith going there, who is coming from Tennessee. Run heavy offense.
I think
there's no really competition in Atlanta.
I don't like him in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
I don't like him in the 3rd round. So what are we looking at here? Amari, Allen Robinson, or Terry McLaurin?
Scroll down a bit. CD Lamb. I don't mind
13 seconds.
I don't mind CeeDee Lamb if you want to go there. If you want to go
You
wide
like-
receiver.
What? Or we got 5 seconds. I'm going to go Lamb.
Okay.
If I can get to it in time.
So why pick him, Justin?
So I like CeeDee Lamb because of the upside and the fact that he's probably going to get all of the slot work for Dallas. So I think with Dak coming back, they're going to go back to being, that high passing volume offense. That's why I'm. Some people are so high on the running back situation, Dallas. With Dak coming back, I think it's the passing situation, right? And if Dak is going back to being himself, he's the runner. So, And now you're looking at it now. So we get CeeDee Lamb, and we could potentially end up getting a stack here with Dak in one of these later rounds coming up in the 5th, maybe.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about the best ball strategy is loading up on an offense like that, like grabbing a couple receivers and a quarterback, because you're going to have, if you have those on weeks where there's just a full on onslaught, you're going to be sitting pretty, like the start of last season.
Exactly. Yeah. So Dak to me is probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks for fantasy coming up. You got Mahomes, Josh Allen, Murray, Lamar, and Dak are probably your top 5 guys, I would think.
Yeah, I would say that's the top 5. I'm super high on Dak this year. I'm super high on the Cowboys offense in general. I don't think you can really go wrong with Cooper or CeeDee Lamb, and I don't think you can go wrong with Dak. And even a lot of people are sleeping on Gallup, and for a number 3 receiver, he still puts up pretty solid numbers for you.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a guy we target later on. Like I said, kind of getting that stack in that offense, grabbing a couple of the receivers. And if you miss, like if one of the guys has an off week, the other guy's likely having an on week.
So Mark Cooper just went 4.2.
So I know we just been talking about Dak and stuff, but if Mahomes is there at 4.6, do you take Mahomes there or do you?
Yeah, that's way better than his ADP.
Yeah, his ADP is in the 3rd round.
It's 35.6. So yeah, you're looking at the end of the 3rd generally, and we're right there.
Well, there he goes.
I was gonna say, so he's right around there. So we're up in 3.
Oh, they haven't even updated Julio Jones.
I was just gonna say that they still have him for Atlanta.
That's crazy.
So we're up next.
Click
wide receivers.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. So we're on the clock. I don't mind. Who's all the way at the top?
Julio.
I don't mind Bob Woods here.
I like the Rams offense a lot too. And then that also gives us the option of stacking Stafford, because you can get Stafford later. And if you can get Dak Stafford as your 2 quarterbacks, I mean.
I just wish Robert Woods would score more touchdowns, and maybe he will now with Stafford. I've always never been able to get myself to draft those receivers, Woods or Kupp. I feel like they don't score enough for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that argument. I just think the volume is just going to be there. Like, he gets so much volume, and he gets 3 carries a game, I feel like.
Yeah, all those pass catchers get a bump up with Stafford coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
People like Robert Woods, Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp, they get bumps for me in best ball. I don't like playing them in regular season just because they're so inconsistent, but when you have someone like Tyler Lockett last year, he had 3 games where he had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's huge in your best ball league.
Hey, yeah. Can you click quarterback?
Click anything you want.
Okay, so Dak is 58.1. So we can wait a little bit for him. That's the 5th round? End of the 4th? The 5th?
Probably 6th.
6th?
Or no, 5th.
End of the 5th.
Would be
end of the 5th. Yeah.
So if you just scroll down right now of all players available, let's just look. 1, 2, 3.
Is Josh Jacobs just the forgotten guy right now?
Yeah, I think they can't seem to get him the ball in the passing game. They signed what's his face? Kenyon Drake. They have a revamped offensive line.
I feel like every year people say they have a revamped offensive line.
Really? I feel like the Raiders were known for having a solid line for a few years.
They were. They had a good line for a little while there because they had Incognito who played really well, Gabe Jackson, And some good dudes up front. So how many picks are we up in here, AK?
6 away.
Jeez.
So we should start kind of looking.
So look at running back, I would think, right? So we have 2 solid ones.
Yeah.
Let's see who's there.
So this would give us our third.
Yeah.
I like Chase Edmonds this year. I mean, it's tough because they got James Conner, but
I don't think that they're going to eat each other's role, though, right? I think that
no.
You think about like towards the end of last year, it was Edmonds had his role and David Johnson had his role. So I don't know.
I think Chase Edmonds is going to have a very similar role to last year. I don't think I think when he was asked to go in to be kind of the full-time back, I don't think he performed up to that level. So I think it's going to be the same as last year.
Yeah.
Which was decent.
About Deontay Johnson.
I feel pretty good about Travis Etienne if he's there.
He's not.
Just got taken. So
we're up now.
Yeah.
So we got like Kareem Hunt is pretty much our only running back. We could go Mark Andrews or Hawkinson or Deontay Johnson.
I'm good with either Hunt or Mark Andrews.
James, pick.
Go with Hunt.
Come on, scroll down, computer.
Oh, got him.
Got it.
Whew, we got to start putting people in the queue just in case there, buddy.
Well, all right. Yeah. So like when we're like 3 picks away, we'll put a couple guys in the queue from now on.
What does it do on just like the highest player?
Yeah, it would auto take that if you missed it. So what are you thinking next round? Look for the Dak because we're in the 5th.
Dak just went.
Did he? That sucks.
We should have looked at Dak. For some reason I didn't have quarterbacks highlighted. That was my fault. We should have went Dak there instead of Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, maybe. That's all right.
I mean, there's still some good quarterbacks left, mainly Joe Burrow.
I mean, honestly, we still have the Stafford thing if we want to go with a stack with Woods that we can wait on. You can look.
Yeah.
What receivers are available? So you can start trying to set up a Burrow stack too here because you're going to get Higgins, Tyler Boyd is probably down there. Yeah, Tyler Boyd.
Yep.
And Burrow.
So you could really go 3 straight rounds of Higgins, Boyd, Burrow.
Yeah, if they would last that long. Burrow might not. I don't know.
There goes Higgins.
There goes Higgins, yeah.
It's like they're listening to you.
I know. You keep
Burrow's average is 93.
All right.
He's
so you're looking
like,
to me, we could just wait on Stafford.
How's Aaron Rodgers going so low?
Might not play.
I was gonna say the uncertainty. You don't know what he's doing.
It's true. All right, so we're up in 4 picks. We need to start loading up a queue here. Hawkinson.
I like Andrews or Hawkinson. And then
how do we feel about Cortland Sutton? I mean, the quarterback is a little.
Quarterback situation is kind of scary. I don't mind Claypool or Chark. I don't mind Chark. Chark is interesting with Trevor Lawrence.
And we still got the Chase Edmonds there too if we wanted to get a third running back.
We have 3. We got Hunt, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hunt.
Yeah.
We should probably look at wide receiver, I would think. Because we have who? Bob Woods,
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, and that's it, right?
Yeah, so we need to go. So basically, Chark or Claypool.
I love
Boyd.
I love Claypool in this format.
We'll go Claypool for James.
He's going to have a bunch of big games. He's going to have a bunch of stinkers. But I don't know. Chark. Chark's another one of those guys I can never get myself to pull the trigger on.
Yeah, he was somebody last year I was super high on, and then he just crapped the bed. Minshew regressed big time, and they couldn't find that deep connection that they had, at the end of last year or 2 years ago, I guess. But
I'm very intrigued in what kind of offense the Jags are going to be running this year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't mind the thought of getting like a Laviska Shenault, a Trevor Lawrence, a DJ Chark. Like that stack isn't terrible and it's pretty cheap.
One option I'll throw out there too, because we now have a two players from the Steelers is I'm assuming you draft a backup quarterback. So Big Ben as your backup could be a decent option.
Oh, that is good.
That is a good thinking, James.
Good call. Good call. I like that. That could definitely be an option. Yeah, the debate too. Like, so I've done drafts where it's either two or three quarterbacks. AK, do you have a preference there? 2 or 3?
I try to get 3, especially like in the like if I've been getting like Carr real late, in the second to last round, where I feel I would rather have him over some receiver that might have one game, just because if your quarterback goes down, you now don't have a quarterback on that other bye week, and especially if you're doing like the Millie one, where every week you can get eliminated. I think you have to have 3.
Well, this year the format is different for the underdog.
Right.
The playoff, I think it's the playoffs started later or something like that.
Right.
I don't know the exact week for it, but so how many picks are we up in here? We got 5.
5 away.
Okay. Odell Beckham, that's interesting. He's falling like crazy.
Which I get why everyone's scared of his injury history, but I mean, if he stays healthy, that's a good offense. I mean, we already have Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, no, I don't want him. It's just crazy to see, him slide like this.
We could go. I like Curtis Samuel this year with Fitz Magic back there.
Fitzy, legend, love him. I think Boyd's a good option here.
That means he's going right now since we just talked about it.
I know. We've been getting sniped all day.
So we're up in 2 picks. So we got to add a couple people here. How do we feel about like Jerry Jeudy? Oh man, these.
Will Fuller up there? He's pretty interesting to me. Do you guys prefer like Fuller or Waddle in Miami?
I think Waddle. I think he fits better what Tua does back there.
I like Waddle better too, but he is the more expensive of the two. You can get Fuller pretty cheap, and his big game potential is huge too, right? He's a guy that can.
Yeah. Well, so we going Boyd here?
I like Boyd.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think he's going to eat out of the slot.
Yeah.
Between Fuller and Waddle, I'd go Fuller. I think his big game upside.
Yeah, that's Fuller. I mean, before he got caught with the Peds last year, he was lighting it up. All right, AK, can you pull up our roster so we can look at it at all, or the board?
I think it's over here on the right. So
There's Najee, Kareem.
maybe if I do this. Okay. So we got Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, CeeDee Lamb, Robert Woods, Kareem Hunt, Chase Claypool, Tyler Boyd.
We're Team AFC North.
I see that.
Yeah.
Clearly, because AK's drafting, he's just sneaking towards
The best division in football.
All right, so we want to look to quarterback here, see what the quarterbacks are.
Oops.
I'm surprised Russell Wilson's still there.
Me too.
Because they want to run the football now.
Yeah.
He'll have his 4 or 5 games at the beginning of the year where he'll be a stud, and then all of a sudden he'll have a 40-yard game with 3 interceptions.
Right.
So you still got Stafford back there, which I think is going to have a huge year.
Stafford and Tannehill.
Stafford, Tannehill, Rodgers. I mean, there's a lot of good. I mean, I don't want to say a lot. I'd say those 3. Burrow's interesting. Brady's interesting.
I think you can wait another round.
Yeah, I think round 9 we go quarterback. We're up in 2 picks here.
What are we looking at for tight ends?
Do we have a tight end yet?
No.
Gotta go Higbee.
I like Fant.
We could go. Yeah, I was gonna say
Fant or
Higbee,
Logan
and then-
Thomas.
You like Fant?
And then I just don't trust anyone on the.
I know.
Do we want to go Higbee and then we can run it back with Stafford and that gives us Bobby Woods, Higbee, and Stafford? I mean, he
could. I don't mind that. It's just, what's his ADP? 90? Where are we? 8.5. So we're
yeah. All right, we're gonna go Higbee here.
Okay. So then I would definitely try to get Stafford soon here, so you can have that.
Yeah. So next round, we'll see. We're up in 10 picks. I'll start Stafford.
So one of the interesting things that I've heard about, that I read about stacking, is that you want to try to stack, obviously, but you don't want to overreach for two players in the stack, because if you do that, it's more detrimental to your team than it is helpful to your team to get the stack. So if you're reaching by two players, it's more impactful in a negative way than it is to get the stack. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you don't want to reach for it, which makes it, kind of tough. You want to let the board come to you, but you also don't want to miss your guys at some point,
Mm-hmm. Waddle just went. I see that.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Marquise Brown this year?
I mean, do you trust anybody in the Ravens passing offense other than like Mark Andrews? I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's my thought is no. I mean, maybe in a best ball scenario, Marquise Brown has, a 153 3-touchdown game with a couple long touchdowns, but
I mean, this is the format to try it if you're going to, but
yeah.
I just feel like someone like Mecole Hardman that you can get 6 rounds later is going to put up the same best ball numbers as Marquise Brown for you.
Probably. He definitely, especially this year. I think Hardman's going to get the shot to be the second wide receiver in Kansas City.
It's always nice getting like that number 2 receiver on a team super late. Like last year, I took Nelson Aguilar a lot in leagues just because I knew he was going to be starting, and you can't, snaps equals receptions.
Yeah, you got to be on the field to be able to catch the ball.
yeah.
That's kind of how it works. I do like Laviska Shenault, though. I think Laviska that you just started there, I think him in the Urban Meyer offense could be super, super interesting.
I'm so intrigued with that offense just because I don't know what they're going to do with James Robinson.
The other thing is I don't know, too, is like how is Urban going to be in the NFL? Like he's a guy coming from college that has like the ultimate control over everything. And these are grown men. Like you're not going to go in there telling these guys like what to do. Like that doesn't work in the NFL. Finicky flounder. Come on, buddy.
Oh, there goes Shenault.
You heard us. No, we weren't taking Laviska.
So how does the payout structure work in these ones that are only $3 to $5? There's my boy Pollard. This is just winner takes all.
No, it pays the top 3.
Top 3. I think first is 32, second is 17, third is like 5 or something like that.
I think Pittman could be a number 1 receiver for the Colts.
I don't mind Pittman. But even like, what about a guy like Jarvis Landry who's going to just get a ton of catches? There's Hardman, we just talked about him.
It's going a little higher than I thought he would.
Who's that?
Hardman. I thought he went down a couple more rounds. I like Darnell Mooney a lot this year. I'm a huge Darnell Mooney fan. I've been trying to buy him in like every dynasty league I'm in. The ones that I'm not getting kicked out of.
Mooney is definitely interesting. I'll say that.
Landry just went. So we're up in 5 picks here.
Who are running backs, AK?
We only got Taylor. We got to look at running backs here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we might need a running back right now.
I think Kenyon Drake might be an interesting option.
I still like David Johnson.
I've taken David Johnson a few times in this situation.
I like Tyreek Cohen a lot too. I think we can get him way later, but he just gets so many receptions.
Yeah, he'll be.
I don't think he gets enough work.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It'll be interesting to see, especially with Montgomery as well as like he played.
Cohen's coming off an injury.
I've had David Johnson in a couple spots here for a couple of my best buys. The other one I'm taking is Naheem Hines there just because of the pass reception ability. James, anything Devin Singletary with Buffalo?
No.
So either.
No, I don't trust that backfield enough.
I don't either. The running back situation there, and like, I don't
We
even
went David Johnson.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Did you see the quotes? Like I think somebody was asking. They asked Dabble, they asked Dawkins, and they asked somebody else from Buffalo about basically more balance or something like that, and they pretty much all just laughed it off. Like we're a multi-dimensional offense, and basically we're gonna do what we think is best. Basically, we're just gonna keep throwing the ball because that's who we are.
It's what worked
I know
last
you
year.
talked about Chenault and DJ Chark, but do you think Marvin Jones does anything down in Jacksonville?
I think that Chark will be the one, Jones will be the two, and Chenault will be that guy that's in the slot and gets handoffs and screens and like a Percy Harvin type role. If you think about when he's back in Florida, they do a little bit of everything. You're a big play explosive type guy where he's getting touches all over the field.
Henry Ruggs is interesting in best ball.
Ruggs is interesting, right? He's the
and with Aguilar gone,
he's a second-year wide receiver, right? He never really got a chance to work out of the slot much because of Aguilar and some injuries and stuff like that. So he's somebody that could be, you're getting him obviously at a pretty cheap price with his ADP at where it is.
And it's kind of nice too, like we were talking earlier, if you get someone like Carr in the second to last round, you get a cheap little connection there.
Yeah.
And where if Ruggs does blow up for
Gabe Davis do anything for you, James?
I like him if we're looking for a wide receiver. I think his role is gonna increase a little bit. They lost Brown and replaced him with Emmanuel Sanders, who I don't think is gonna produce more than Brown. So you got Beasley a year older. Davis had a solid rookie season, so he's a guy that I like.
Yeah, what do you think they are going to do with Emmanuel Sanders? I thought that was pretty interesting that they signed him. I mean, obviously, he's a good veteran depth wide receiver, but like with the way that Davis played, and you already have Diggs and Beasley, it seems like an interesting spot for him.
Yeah, I think he's the fourth guy. I think he's the deep shot guy. I don't think, Diggs is kind of that guy, but Beasley's not that guy. Davis is not a burner, I don't think. So I think they're going to take chances down the field with him. I don't see him playing a full season. He's going to get hurt probably.
Yeah, I think he's going to play like 15, 20 snaps a game.
Yeah. AK, we shouldn't take Hines. I'm just realizing that we have Jonathan Taylor. We don't want two guys from the same team like that.
Well, that does give us a nice handcuff, though, at the same time.
I'm not big on handcuffs. I like to take other people's handcuffs. That was a
I could see
then cheer for injuries.
Yeah. Well, Pat Mayo said and talked about that on a couple of his shows, and pretty smart.
So do we want to go Gabe or Ruggs?
I'm good with either.
Doesn't matter. I'll let you pick, AK.
We're gonna go roll tide here.
Okay.
I hate the Bills.
What was Mayo saying?
Oh, so he says, take other people's handcuffs because it's a double whammy because now they don't have their starter, and then now you have a starter. So It's almost like double so like if Dalvin Cook gets hurt and you have Alexander Madison, now they're down their running back and you have their starter, which I think that makes sense to me.
I can see both sides to it. With Hines, if we had taken him, if it's one of those weeks where it's an off Taylor week and it's a Hines week, maybe the game script calls for more passing work. You're going to have those games where Hines, scores a couple of touchdowns and you benefit from that too.
Yeah, that's why I have it. Like I said, I have taken Hines in a bunch of spots actually, just late as a running back, just because of the potential pass work that he can get. It worries me that it's not Phillip Rivers anymore, because Phillip Rivers is the check down king. Like that dude throws to running backs more than any quarterback like ever. So I don't know. But I do think he still provides some value there.
We're up in 7 picks. Do we want to start looking at as a number 2 quarterback, or is it a little early?
How many rounds are there?
18.
So we're up in 5 picks. You got people like Ryan, Lance, Fields, Baker, Fitzmagic. So the backups are getting pretty slim.
Yeah, I don't think it would be hurt to. What quarterbacks do we have? Anybody that you can pair up there?
I brought up Ben Roethlisberger. I know you guys don't like him, but
Oh, yeah.
you've got
Oh, yeah.
Harris, you've got Chase Claypool.
If we go Big Ben, we can wait a couple more rounds.
That's what I think.
If we go like Big Ben and Derek Carr late,
Yeah.
or like Big Ben and like Sam Darnold even, because the Carolina has some big play receivers on that team too.
I might be alone on this island, but I still think Big Ben can sling it.
I'll be interested to see
accurately.
Well, I'll be interested to see what he does without the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator I don't know his name, but I know he was he was in the system, right? He's a Steelers. It's a promotion.
So we're up next. We got 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, 5 receivers. Do we look at a tight end here, or do we want to go Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis. I think Gabe Davis.
Or Anthony Fersker.
Ferkser? Nah. Because Ferkser's value's got to go down with the Julio signing, right?
Yeah.
I would think so.
I think Gabe Davis is the best value here. Like, you're getting the potential starting receiver with him.
AK hates the Bills, though. He said it.
I love the Bills.
He did say it.
Dude, I live a mile from the stadium. I love them.
That's not true.
What a poser.
I have season tickets too.
Yeah, that you sell.
Gotta make money, man. Gotta feed this gambling habit.
Fair enough.
That I can get down with.
Oh, yeah. So running backs, we still have 4. What do we have?
Here we still have 4. We have 4 running backs, 6 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback. And I think we got a pretty good mix of.
I think we go tight end or running back, and then wait.
Yeah.
And grab a quarterback in like the 14th round.
I'm down for that. I think that's the play. I think we go like running back, tight end, and then try to get Big Ben in like the 13, 14.
What do we think of Blake Jarwin?
I was wondering that too. With again Dak being back, he's back from injury. I think that's gonna be a high passing volume offense.
He was touted highly last season too.
Right. High. Well, so was Higbee too, right? So we could have the 2 guys that everybody was on the hype train for that didn't produce like they had hoped. And
what tight end is going to produce, Hunter Henry or Jonnu Smith?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was just gonna say I don't know which tight end for New England to bet on. I would go Henry over Smith if I had to pick between those two. But I'd like to stay away.
Yeah. Like, to me, I like Austin Hooper. Like,
Hooper's a good guy too. I was just looking at.
Yeah, I like Hooper. The thing always that scares you with that is that they have Harrison Bryant, who they drafted and they're pretty high on.
They still have Njoku too, right?
Yeah. And I was gonna say,
what about your boy Cole Kmet?
No.
Dude, I like Kmet.
I know you do.
I drafted him all the time in DraftKings last year because he was always like $2,700 and he was like the starting tight end.
So we're up in 4 picks. I start a couple different tight ends for us.
Who's the running back?
Running backs are
disgusting.
Running backs are getting a little scary.
I don't mind Rashad Penny here actually.
I forgot he was still in the league.
Chris Carson's gonna miss 4 or 5 games.
Dude, and they want to run the football. I don't know.
I think of the running backs left,
I like I don't know. I kind of like Tevin
Elijah
Coleman
Mitchell.
here.
Coleman's interesting me too, right? So he's going to the Jets. The Jets just hired the 49ers head coach or ex-defensive coordinator. Now he's the head coach and the run game coordinator. And Coleman was in that system already.
Who else do they have back there?
They drafted
Yeah, I saw today a report that Coleman's kind of the early front runner. I think that's just going to be a familiarity thing, right? Let the rookie earn his time, and then the rookie will get in eventually. So I could see them starting with Coleman and really
so
seeing
do we
from
want to
there.
go Coleman or Austin Hooper or one of those tight ends?
I don't care.
I'm
I
good
think
with
we gotta
whatever you want, AK.
I think we got to go Coleman here because the tight end depth is pretty equal, and the running back depth after Coleman drops off pretty hard.
Yeah. What do you think about Gio Bernard in Tampa Bay?
Terrible.
Don't like it. Crowded backfield. You got playoff Lenny.
See, but my thing is that he could be like Brady's James White that was in New England.
He's 47 and has a terrible mustache. He's no James White.
He is not 47.
He's not 47. The mustache is not terrible.
27. He's not even close to 30 yet, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And I'm gonna look up his age right now.
He's 29. He turns 30 in November.
Is that facts or you lying to me?
No,
Dude,
it's
I'm an
factual.
ex-Bengals fan, homie.
You did not know that over the top.
He
here.
Googled it for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a Google machine. That wasn't.
That backfield's too crowded for me.
I mean, that's.
I like Ronald Jones a lot.
I don't.
No. Like
Playoff Lenny.
I like Gio Bernard more than I like Rojo.
Rojo, he's gonna have a last minute pregame scratch like he did last year in the playoffs. Remember that when everyone played him in DraftKings and
Yeah.
he didn't play?
Yes. Bruce Arians hates him for some reason.
Yeah. He should. He
Do
stinks.
they still have Le'Veon Bell?
That was the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs had Bell.
Did they have Bell? What running back joined?
Fournette.
Fournette? Yeah, it's still.
I thought they signed some running back like halfway through last year.
No, they had Leonard Fournette, and then they had Rojo, and then they drafted Keyshawn Vaughn, and then they just.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of, Keyshawn Vaughn.
And then they just signed Gio. So.
Oh, good thing we went running back because all the tight ends are still there, so we can pick between any of those three.
I don't mind
So
that.
you two just.
To me, Jarwin's pretty interesting because then you're getting two pieces of that Cowboys offense. You know what I mean? You're almost stacking them without stacking the quarterback.
1 reception for 12 yards last year. Let's go, baby.
Let's get it.
Dude, can't get any worse.
So what do we want?
So we gotta start Big Ben so we don't forget about him.
Yeah.
187 is his average draft position, so that's like 18th round. So even if we draft up for him in like the 16th, just to be comfortable.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah, I was thinking no earlier than this round. I just don't see him being a top priority for a lot of people. And I just think the way we've structured our team, it's not a bad. I don't care if we go in another direction. I just think it's not bad to have another piece of that offense. I don't know. I'd probably higher on that offense than the two of you are, but I still think they're going to produce.
Oh, I think they're going to produce too.
I like it. I like it. You have two pieces there. I mean, it makes sense to go get the quarterback because if he's the one distributing the ball, like he's going to be the one getting the points too. So
they have 3 really good wide receivers, an unknown at running back, but I think he's going to be great.
right.
You know, the line is concerning, but I don't know who their tight end is. Is Ebron still there?
They drafted
Yeah.
Pat Fryermuth.
Yeah, I didn't know if they had somebody else though. That's still kind of ahead on the depth chart.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to look up to make sure our tight ends? I mean, who cares? I'm not going to draft a third tight end to make sure just because they don't have the same bye week.
Who is it?
I don't even remember. Jarwin and Higbee.
Yeah, I can.
Rams bye week is 11.
James got this.
Cowboys bye week 7.
All right, so we're good there.
Yeah. There's your boy,
There's that guy,
Zamakis.
Oli Midas Zacchaeus. Like,
I'm going to star him just because he could be their number 2 and he could be an interesting last round pick.
no, I didn't want any piece of him.
They have they signed Tajay Sharp. They have Cordero Patterson.
I forgot they went with
To
Patterson.
Russell
He might be their
Gage.
starting running back.
To me, it's gonna be Calvin Ridley is gonna probably lead the league in targets, and then Kyle Pitts is gonna get all the second targets.
I think Hayden Hurst is going to still get a chunk of work there too. I brought his name up earlier. I think you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets.
I could see that.
So we're up in next pick. What do you want to do here?
I say you just pull the trigger on Ben. I don't mind grabbing him at this point.
Okay, pull the trigger on him.
Good deal. So now we have Stafford and Bobby Woods, and then you have
And Higbee,
and Higbee, and then we have Big Ben, Najee, and Claypool. I like this team quite a bit, to be honest. Plus,
so they should kind of look for some big play guys.
Jarwin and Lamb. Yeah, I think right now we're at the point where we just take you just take some flyers, right?
I would take some wide receivers. I would look at wide receiver.
I like Winston a lot too if you want 3 quarterbacks, because if he starts, he could throw 5 touchdowns 4 times this year.
That's fair.
I see that.
And then the other game, he's throwing 5 interceptions. But
also, Darius Slayton. His name is intriguing. MVS is intriguing. I guess
MVS is very intriguing.
I like both of those guys.
Marcus Robinson.
I like MVS or Darius Slayton. Sorry, I'm playing with my laptop charger is not charging for some reason.
The concern with MVS is the starting quarterback.
I've heard a lot of stuff about Nico Collins.
No.
I've heard nothing about him.
I've heard one thing on him, and I can't do anything with that Texans offense.
Yeah, I probably heard the same one thing.
Except for David Johnson.
Right.
The Lazard King.
I would say, did Slayton get taken? Yeah. I would go MVS.
He's going to have a couple of bombs, right? He's going to have.
Yeah.
Although I read Jordan Love is a big check down guy.
Is he?
So far. That's what he's favoring.
Even like KJ Hamler. I think KJ Hamler is a pretty interesting dude for Denver. I have him in Dynasty, and he actually showed up in some games towards the end of the year. The other one, too, is that right there is Van Jefferson. Have you guys thought about him at all? Because
Reynolds is gone, right?
Yeah, Reynolds is in Tennessee.
Didn't they draft like Tutu Atwell?
Yeah, Tutu Atwell is 135 pounds.
Dude, don't matter.
Dude, I drafted him in Dynasty, and I'm just like, that was a dumb pick. The guy weighs 140 pounds. He's going to die in the NFL.
You learn how to get down and not get hit. If like they're showing, I forgot who was breaking it down, but I was showing someone like how good he is at like knowing coverage and like when to get down in the field, and like he never takes big hits.
Yeah, he better, because he'll get broken half. He's literally like 5'6", like 135. He's not like Devontae Smith, who is like a wiry frame. He's like just a tiny dude.
Justin, do you think Powell?
Cornell Powell.
Powell's interesting. He could end up taking over that starting X receiver for Kansas City. So I like at this point, it's like taking pieces of good offenses too, for the upside of potentially
Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
The Cordell Patterson is pretty intriguing to me in Atlanta for some reason.
Nope.
No.
2-1.
You wait until when he leads the league in like
nothing.
That's all he does is return kicks. The guy should have got moved to running back way before.
Did you see? He was playing awesome at running back last year.
Yeah, they should have moved him to running back when he was in college. He would have been like learned how to play the position and been good at it. The dude's a freak athlete.
Who was the guy from the Packers that like switched? He was good for like a year.
Oh, Montgomery. Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
Is he still on the Saints?
He might be.
Or no, I think did he go to the Ravens? He might have been the Ravens after that. Who knows?
Find out.
Who knows? Nobody knows. I'm really kind of
Saints
upset about why my laptop won't charge right now.
Is it plugged in?
It was not working. So hopefully our feed doesn't die here. I'll tell you why. It's because my wife is home because she messed up her ankle, so she can't drive. So she's
So
been.
do we want to go Cornell Powell here or like Quentin
Pick Powell.
Cephas?
Yeah, just take Powell. Both of Van Jefferson and the Hamler got sniped on us.
Yeah.
Dude, Rashad Perryman, his ADP is 160, and he's just sitting there, and everyone's like, no thanks. Who do you think wins the New England job? Newton or Mac Jones?
Newton.
Do you think he has any fantasy value, Newton? I actually took him in a basketball league. Like, I took him as a third quarterback way late because I think last year, even with all the games he missed, he finished as the 14th quarterback because all the rushing touchdowns and yards.
Best ball's the only format I'd consider him in.
Yeah.
So I was reading something, and they were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and how if he's the starter of the season, how good that team is and how bad their opponents are like the first 5 weeks. They could very easily be 4-1 or 5-1. And then at what point do you bench him, or do you just ride him all season? If you're already 5-0 or 4-1, how do you bench your quarterback?
Yeah, you just ride it out. Like, to me,
So, I mean, it was pretty intriguing to me, and that's why I've been trying to stay away from. There goes Derek Carr. So we're up in 4 picks.
yeah, the Carr's a bum. I can't. He stinks.
Dude, he's so good. I love the Vegas.
You love Carr for some reason.
Look at the running backs again.
Woof. That's another reason I wonder with Tariq Cohen with Damian Williams in Chicago. Not that Williams is very good, but coming over, he's familiar with the system because Matt Nagy's coming over from Kansas City.
There's not a single running back there that.
No, I wouldn't take.
Oh, Ty Montgomery's still on the Saints. Yep. Oh, we're up.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, look at receiver.
We have 8 receivers. I don't know what you normally.
Do we go Eric Ebron?
See, that says Pittsburgh still. We're
That might be too many Pittsburgh guys.
Well, we're up in 5 seconds. I'm taking Sammy Watkins.
No. Oh,
You gave me no heads up, and I just took the guy I was on.
gross.
Or else we're gonna get stuck with Josh Reynolds in Tennessee.
I don't hate. I mean, I don't. In the 18th round, I don't hate Sammy Watkins. I mean,
He's the worst. Did you see that pass that Lamar Jackson threw to him on the sideline?
it's not Sammy's fault.
That's why.
Yeah, that's a dime.
He caught that shit throw. That's why we took him.
Yeah.
They have that connection, man.
Yeah.
Ebron is still on the Steelers.
Who is
Ebron.
Oh.
So we got. Oh, that was the last round, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my pick.
Yeah. I should have took Jimmy G just because we were talking about him.
All right, we're gonna have to bring up the teams and see what the projected points are and stuff for us before we get out of here.
We're probably going to have
Interesting.
7,000 projected points.
Interesting to see Jordan Love not get taken just in case Rodgers doesn't play this year. They won't have a starting quarterback in this league.
Did you not see that Blake Bortles is there, bud?
Nobody took Blake Bortles.
Dude, if Blake Bortles ends up starting for the Packers, I'm going to die laughing. What a travesty. What an epic fail that would be by the Packers organization.
Yeah.
So we got projected 2,773 points, which is pretty low.
Awesome.
Good. That. Like to hear that.
We got Stafford and Big Ben at quarterbacks. I like that. Running backs. Jonathan Taylor, Najee, Kareem, David Johnson, Coleman.
I think that the first two are really, really good. The first two are really
Yeah.
solid.
I was just gonna say our starters are good.
In Hunt's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He for some reason he could not be the guy in Cleveland. So, but he was efficient enough in that offense, and if that offense is as good as everybody thinks it's going to be, they're going to score points. So he's going to have opportunities to score. So,
And he played better last year when Chubb was on the field.
yes.
So like Chubb coming back healthy doesn't affect Hunt to me at all.
No.
So I think that he's a very good floor play. And David Johnson and Coleman are both home runs, because if either one of them can produce, I think we'll be golden at running backs. Receivers, we get a little by week 7 is going to be interesting for us.
Yeah, we got a few guys there. I think the Gabe Davis pick. So we got him right around his ADP, but it almost seems low to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think people are probably still. You got Diggs and you got Beasley. Like I think people are probably still looking at him as the third passing option.
I guess that's probably true. That makes sense.
And they have Dawson Knox.
I think a lot of people are too low on Tyler Boyd. I think
so too.
I think Chase will be the dude, but I think that Boyd is going to get a lot of targets out of the slot.
I could see all three of those receivers putting up 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns apiece.
That's really bold.
I will bet you that doesn't happen.
That is.
You give me like 5-1 odds.
That would be something.
I would give you 5-1.
They are bad, so.
And Mixon's probably going to rush for 1,400. So
that's a lot of. The best on a bad team ever. Apparently,
I'll give you 10-1 that all of those combined don't happen.
No, because I know it's not gonna. Higbee and
25-1?
Jarwin, our tight ends are a little rough.
The all X hype team. Yeah, but
I think we have a team of like a lot of dart throws. I think we're really shooting for upside.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But like for me, the tight end situation, like unless you get the top 3 guys that are like almost guaranteed to be the dudes in Kelsey, Kittle, and Waller, you got Hawkinson, Pitts, and Andrews that we talked about in the next year. But even that isn't like a guaranteed thing to me. So
right,
Pitts is a rookie. Hawkinson is in Detroit, where that offense could be terrible. It's got Jared Goff now.
It's going to be terrible.
And then you got Andrews in Baltimore, where obviously he's kind of been the guy, but now all of a sudden
they got Sammy Watkins,
and they're making a conscious effort to try to get receivers on the outside. Marcus Brown has a second-year player, so I don't know. Tight end's always a punt. Tight end is just where fantasy points go to die.
Agreed.
We picked Higbee pretty much right at his average draft spot.
Yeah, we were pretty close on all of the picks.
So
we're pretty close on all the picks, but any closing thoughts before we get out of here, AK?
No, I'm pretty good. Like I said earlier, I've been just using these, the cheaper best balls is just a live mock getting ready for me. And for $3 for would that take an hour of entertainment for $3? Where else are you going to spend that kind of money?
James?
Not these days. You can buy a gallon of gas.
Not even. Just shy of a gallon.
No, I can see how, this time of year, this can be really addicting. I'll probably end up doing a few, just like AK said, couple bucks, just sprinkle a little bit there. And it's nice entertainment. It's nice practice for drafts later on in the fall. I'm still going to probably lean towards like my favorite being the traditional redraft leagues. I just, like I said, I love the strategy of like, all right, I really got to figure out who to start this week. I think there's an element to that I really like.
I would agree with it, but that was a lot of fun. We'll do another one next time. Maybe we'll do a Millie one and try to win $1 million.
Yeah, I entered both, and there's only 2 people in our Millie one, so that could have took a while to fill.
Yeah, which is fine. All right, this is Ballin' Over Beers NFL show. Best ball. Did a little best ball draft for everybody. Probably do a couple more in the off season. It's a fun way to kill an hour, spend some money. But I'm JDiz1617 on Twitter. You can find us at Ballin' Over. That's Fitchy24 at Kenny Truelove. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. We'll talk to you later.